All right, so sorry. Last week we did on Drew's Day the Tabak Dulce. Oh my gosh, super sweet, super delicious, super lovely. I paired it with coffee, and I told you it's awesome with coffee, but I also told you it's awesome with other things. And so I got another one, right? If we're doing coffee last time, let's do coffee this time. And this is the Tabak Dulce. Look at that box. It's still got cellophane. Teach you a little trick I learned. Take your lighter, single jet preferably. You just kind of on the back of the box. You just kind of hit that thing till it burns a spot. Look at that right there. It didn't burn anything but that plastic. Gives it a rough edge. I didn't have to get a pocket knife. I already got a lighter because I'm going to smoke cigars, so it's right there, right? How you doing? You having a good day? Let me get housekeeping. To get it? Wait, I'm housekeeping. But this is the Tabak Negra Toro 6x52. Does this one say? It does. Gourmet blended cigars right there. Let's see if it's got a chain. I haven't opened this box. It's got there's the chain. Look at that. What? Oh, it smells so good. Oh, that presentation. Ow. That pinch my flanner. That presentation is gorgeous. Look at that right there. Boy, I tell you what, you want one? Me too. Let me get one. Can't share with you. I hope you got one because you're not here. If you were here, I'd give you one. I'd probably give you two or three. Let me sit that down. Let me pop this cellophane. Now, I didn't have much information last time because I admitted that I am not the premier cigar reviewer by far ad nauseum. But look at this thing right here. That is the Negra. Got the little foot band down there. It's got this shaggy foot. Now we're inside the shop. And so I'm going to remove the shaggy foot. I know. But it makes a big hawking mess and ashes get on my shirt. And I got this in Spain, my España shirt, and I don't want to burn through my shirt. That would stink because I don't wear this just on the channel. I wear this out and about with the First Lady. So I'm going to get me a big old XI cutter. I think it's an XI 80 or whatever. I don't know. Big old cutter. I'm going to cut this foot right off. Right there. Now, I like the shaggy foot. Why shaggy foot? I'll tell you why. The blend is so good. The master blender wanted you to taste that before you tasted the wrapper so that you can understand what the guts was before you got into the goodness. Now, there's another thing where it's actually a closed foot where the wrapper actually is longer and bundled up at the end. And that right there lets you taste the wrapper before you taste the rest of the blend. Let me get that thing again. Let me get, man, this thing right here. This tactical. Quality Importers, Cigar Tactical. Man, this thing is amazing. Chief's got one. It's in green. He loves that OD green. Let me toast her up. And then we're going to read a little bit on the computer. Come on. On the computer. So we can talk about this blend just a hair, right? Now we do know, just like last time, this is infused with Nicaraguan coffee. Oh my gosh. It is so espresso-y, but it has got a little sweetness to it. That glue on the cap just has that coffee, dark chocolate cocoa. Oh, that smoke is like you got to cut it with a knife, a pair of scissors. Oh, it's so good. All right, so Drill Steak cannot be touched when it comes to top caliber infused cigars with deliciously unique aromas. With Tabak Especial, they've taken the coffee infused cigar to bold new heights that thrill the taste buds. Jonathan Drew has carefully influenced Esteli grown long filler tobaccos with the robust nuances of Nicaragua's finest coffee beans. The result is a rich tobacco core layered with savory espresso notes and a touch of milk chocolate. I'm going to call it dark chocolate. Touch of milk chocolate, all perfectly balanced by a sweet, velvety aftertaste. And it does. The flavor is amazing between puffs. That's the finish in between the puffs. Ugh. Ugh. Let me see. The regular tobacco special is available in Dulce, which is a silky shade grown Connecticut wrapper we did last week. If you didn't watch the video, go back and watch it because You'll want to watch it, and I need the views. This is the Negra, a dark broadleaf Maduro wrapped beauty in beauty. It is dark and lovely. Got me doing the happy dance in my chair. It is so good. I lie to you not. I'm telling you the fact. And that little, see that little, it's a little humidor. It's a little winador, but it's converted into a humidor. It's got some shelves in it, right? First lady made that for me years ago, and it sits right at my desk, my messy desk. Don't pay attention to the mess on the desk, right? Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz. I'm so rude. But I always have them in there. Always. This box, I pull a half a dozen out, if not more, and stuff them in there because when I'm editing or when I don't feel like having a real strong cigar and I just want a sweetness to it, I don't want to be over sweet, this goes extremely well. And I'll tell you what, it also goes well with pairings in beverages. It could go well with a bourbon. It could go with a rum. It could go well with a tequila. It could go well with coffee. Oh my gosh. Now, if you like your coffee, let's say 2 scoops of creamer and a little bit of Splenda sugar or whatever. I got to do Splenda. My doctor might be watching. Anyway, if you are doing that and you like that little bit of creaminess in your coffee, if you're going to do a Negra, I'd highly recommend you add about 20-30% of whatever your creamer and sweetness ratio is, just to balance it, because this is going to pull your coffee flavor. It's going to make it a little bit more robust. It is. Espresso, oh my goodness, it's delicious. But tonight, it's nighttime. What time is it? 6:11 on Friday night, my first night off in a while, so I'm trying to knock this review out. Then we're going to go get pizza with the family. But I want something to drink. What am I going to pair it with? Ask me, Bob, what are you going to pair it with? I'll tell you what I'm going to pair it with. Thanks for asking. I'm going to pair it with some Diet Pepsi. I tried to be so cool. Didn't work. Usually doesn't. Oh, so good. Just phenomenal. Tasty beyond compare. If you don't like coffee, don't smoke this cigar. But if you're like the rest of the Americans in this world, country, the rest of everybody else in the world, coffee is pretty much something that you gonna get you some, right? Some old cup of joe, right? Oh, this is so good. Why not have a great smoking experience? Let's face it. You don't got so much time and so much money. You can make more money, but you can't make more time. So when you get down, spend your money to smoke a cigar, you want to smoke something that you're going to enjoy. This thing right here, every time. Every time. Every time. Love it. Love it. Now, I know reviewers are supposed to be non-biased when they share their opinions. Number one, if it's your opinions, how can you share it unbiased? Because it's your opinion. But if you don't like it, you're right for you, but I love it. This is one of the cigars that I will grab at Barn Smoker first. We got Barn Smoker coming up in a couple weeks. You can guarantee that as soon as I hit the ground on the property in Florida, Claremont, Florida, the FSG farm, I will be looking for one of these. They got a tobacco tent. I'll go over there and say, hey, let me get a cup of that iced coffee and a couple of them cigars. They'll say, couple? I said, well, you know, I'm Bob the cigar guy. I got to keep smoking cigars. They say, well, yeah, that's true. And I say, okay, thank you. And I will smoke me some tobaccos because I'll be talking a lot and this and that. And some cigars, when you put them out and you relight them, put them out, relight them, then they just don't have that same experience. This cigar, you can sit it down. I've done this before. I have done this before, and I'm going to be done soon, but I've done this before. I'll fire up this cigar. I get to editing, and I will get busy into editing, and it'll go out, and I'll tap it out, rub out the ash, light it a couple times, and then I'll go out, and I won't have finished the cigar because my editing is done. Thank God. Or I got to go in the house because it's time to go to bed because I work a lot and I sleep when I can. So I put it in an ashtray. I come back out the next day to do more editing and more reviews. And while I'm editing, I still got half a cigar there. Bub, I'm cheap. I'm frugal. No, I'm cheap. I am. I'm not going to let that cigar go to waste. And I know that when I tap the ash out of it and I light it again, it is going to just bring back that coffee smoke. So I highly recommend this. If you want something a little bit sweeter, go with the Dulce. Now, there are other varieties. There are other blends. Those are the core blends. There are other blends that this website, which I can't tell you what it is because then I'm telling you how to go get tobacco, and YouTube would smack me around really bad, and I don't like it. They got the Cafecito Dulces, Cafecito Negras, the Gordito Dulces, the Negras. They have the Red Eye, which is a stronger. Yeah, that joker will hit you. Con Leche, which is really nice. Corona Deluxe, Corona Negra, Robusto Dulce, Robusto Negra, Toro Dulce, Toro Negra. There's lots of choices. I like a big cup of coffee, maybe like a small cup of coffee, so you can get you a smaller puff of coffee, or a bigger puff of coffee, or a sweeter, or a heavier, or an aggressive, or 5 shots of espresso, red eye cup of coffee. Man, I love you. I really do. And it's my hope that you enjoy what you smoke and you enjoy your life. Because you don't live it once. You ought to enjoy it. Stay around as long as you can because the world, dang, sure needs you. And I'm a fan. I love you. Talk to you later. Later, Tater.